G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. Last time round we spoke with Innifer, we closed the Endless Gate, and then we explored the tombs a bit, because turns out there's at least some random encounters you can have there, which was pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure I've exhausted it, but I think it's time to go back outside, and then see what's changed in the valley, now we've dealt with the cult, and after that we will read through the mare caster. We'll try and repair the mare caster and use it. So we'll start by talking to Tilira here. What can I do for you, Savior? I closed the gate. Hopefully the cultists will stop bothering you soon. Truly? Her face becomes full of light. Thank you, madame. Thank you both. The living and the dead are forever in your debt.
Making a note.
I regret I have nothing to give you. We do not have much in the way of personal possessions. However, there is one who might. Ronas Kaisul. He likes to collect odd relics from the alcoves outside. He would more than be happy to reward you on our behalf. If he has anything to give, seek him out in the valley. See, all the more reason to head out in the valley. Yeah. Out we go. Okay, Tantalum. Hey, friend, you've been seeking the secrets of the valley. Yes, have you been seeking the secrets of the valley? I've read about 46 tombs. Great, keep searching. You'll be sure to find the answers you seek. I met a man named Hero. He says you're a fraud. Did he? Pity. I was going to mention him to you and tell you not to follow his path. Hero's not dedicated. He doesn't have the ability to stay the course. I'm sure you will, though. I want to talk about Silver again. Silver claims you compelled it to investigate the tombs. Compelled? No, I merely suggested if he wanted to return to his human form, he should seek the tombs for knowledge. You do know he's trapped in that body, yes? Chances are good if he searches enough of them, he'll find what he needs. And I told him that in the strongest terms. His compulsion's his own. He'll certainly learn something. What do you think Silver is again? A human, probably. Okay, so I've done that. We could go down, talk to Kolo and Natalie, or, yeah, there's Kaisul. Let's head down here. So there's that, and up here. Already dealt with that. Walk into the light. Thank you very much. Oh, right. I forgot where that actually leads.
You won't notice I'm gone.
But anyway, I don't think there's anything we can discuss here, although I guess we could. Get away from us. Just stay out of our way. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. Ronos Kaisul. His eyes alight when he sees you return. The children of the gate have curtailed their activities. I've no doubt it was due to your actions. Please take this as a token of our gratitude. He presses the device into our hands. Truly, I don't know what has brought you to the valley, friend, but we are all grateful you came. Is there anything else we can do for you? Do you know anything about a dead girl named Choi? No, never heard the name. So we got the mighty brace of Callistor. +1 might edge, +1 damage per effort applied, max +6 unnecessary attacks. But it's -2 to your might pool. When this synth device is put on, it suffuses the wearer with physical energy flowing throughout the body, radiating inward to reinforce blood flow and energy resources. The device utilizes your body's natural processes to direct this energy, so it can cause a strain on the wearer even as it heals them. And because we're trained in mystical lore, you've heard whispers of a legendary glaive known as a mighty Callistor. Not particularly skilled or smart, Callistor's legend lives to this day primarily because his career as a warrior spanned to the end of his days. At a very ripe old age, even as his hair fell out and his limbs turned thin and frail, Callistor was still fighting on the front lines of some of the most famous battles of the Sigus Protectorate. Now it appears you have found at least part of the secret to his story. Did you say Choi? I remember that name. It was from a tomb in the necropolis, so I don't remember where. I don't remember anything else about it. The name stuck to my mind because of the strange way the two made me see it. You'll have to see for yourself. Just remember to hold your breath. I remember joining the memorials for one of the rounds that day. That particular marker was in tomb 4221. We should go and have a look. Surprising that you would know of a tomb I do not, Beltrax. A good thing for our friend, though. Probably should have talked to them earlier. So let's have a look at that item. So we would have to give up either our boost to movement speed and speed pool, or our boost to perception. Or we could give it to someone else. For example, this fella here. You know what, let's do that. Okay.
Sure it's safe.
Now let's go heal up. Yeah, we did want the pup. Come on.
I'm ready. I'm up.
What now?
One moment. Back up, Makina, and then yeah. Walk into the darkness. Now let's go and use the healing powers of this thing. Activate the pyramid's full healing powers.
Much better. Just like that.
You run your hand over the pyramid in the pattern you discovered, except this time you keep going. The white light fades as you do, but a feeling of well-being and strength fills you, as if the light were being transferred directly into your heart. When you are fully healed, the light fades to nothing. Okay, great. Everyone is recovered. Alright, I do not remember any of the voices I gave these people. Thelania said, "You're deserters from the endless battle." He stops breathing. The smoke falls from his nerveless fingers. His face goes slack with terror. He starts shaking and a single sob breaks from his throat before he snaps back to reality. The flat expression settles back onto his face. He picks up his dropped smoke. He takes a deliberate drag, and then only then does his tension ease. No. Timpo's that. Oh gods, Brassius, why? Okay. Mm-hmm. You? You return, I have greetings, nothing new there. I've talked to Luca, and I've tried to talk to Devon about the endless battle. Good enough, though normal people once. Ordinary, thrill-seeking kids. Look at them now. Most wars, a group of people march out with their artifacts, gravity, light pulse, time benders, and march back out. Endless battles like that, but going on for centuries. Think of what it does to the landscape. Think of what it does to the psychic terrain. Think of what it does to your friends. She waves at her nearby companions, her gesture continuing to colleagues unseen. And when you're vermin to the people who run the war, when you've got no hope to survive, and you can feel realities collapsing around you, when you see wormholes open up and monsters walk through, when the air is toxic and the ground melts and you feel your mind assaulted. But it's not personal. It's not someone who wants your destruction in particular. You're just inconvenient to them. Your death is another number, a way to measure success. It's hell, a business like hell. And you did it, cast-offs. You could stop if you wanted, but you don't. Well, maybe you don't care. I mean, when you've made statistics of your enemies, faceless foes whose existence you can erase without calm, you're not just hurting them, you're hurting yourself and the way you see the world. Soon enough, everything is conflict and pain. All that matters is your success. And you've killed yourself, and you don't even know it. It ruins everything. Everything it touches. Everything, everyone it touches, I guess. Did Makina... Yeah, Makina did say she can level. Alright, well, speed and intellect. One each, why not? And so she gets those things. Cipher limit, lucky combatant. Oh wow, that's pretty nice. And a field. Okay, nice. Next, we can pick various attacks, fling attacks, and daze. Illusory Warrior gives us a copy. 1 of 1 per crisis remaining, right? And analytic attack. You know what? We'll do this. Yeah. Next. Skill to increase. Deception, running, endurance. Let's have her increase deception.
How do you maintain your good cheer all the time?
Why, I just think of a happy thing. A daring thing. A adventure thing. And then adventure happens.
Now I'm thinking of violent things. Oh my.
Alright, so let's go back into the necropolis, go to tomb 4221, and then, once we've done that, we can head on. But we can try the Marecaster, that's the aim here. Okay, now.
I'm ready.
Come on, run along. Or this will already say it. Choi's tomb. So this might have helped us. Might not, we'll see. Wow, that is different.
On it.
Let's first have a look at this. Seasons roll, turning, eternally returning, but no summer twice. SWD. Chevron Dudaplex.
Of course.
Honor remains honor always. It is not for us to know what end is true, only our actions in achieving it matter. Finally, my choice is made. Kefal, perfect avenger.
Go.
As you approach the rock pillar of the tomb, you feel subtle variations in air temperature and pressure around you. Tiny gusts and zephyrs push your eyes towards specific striations in the stone. Allow the wind to guide our eyes. Remembering what you were told, you hold your breath. The gentle wind breezes control the flickering of your eyes towards the unpredictable places on the wall. And the patterns and purpose of the gusts quickly become clear. They've been training your eyes to see, and suddenly the truth becomes clear in twisting letters made from distortions in the air. They're in an older version of the truth, but you can read them. It's an epitaph. It bears the name Choi Kaisul. Kaisul, that was the surname of the memorialist you met when you entered the valley. Ronos Kaisul. The wind has not stopped. Its subtle pressures are guiding you to find new patterns. Words appear in the air, shivered into being by subtle gusts, and you read the tale. Come you now to the tomb of Choi Kaisul. It stands empty, for her body is gone, wrestled away by foul children to feed their endless gate and its infernal master. We raise this marker to commemorate the life of our beloved, to swear undying vengeance upon the man who stole her from us. Choi Kaisul, your name will live forever. The shapes hover in the air a moment longer, then the air ceases its restless flight. The letters disappear instantly, and all that remains is the sound of your breathing. Okay, so he was involved. Alright, might as well go do that. Chase that down. We can always do the Marecaster next time. Or start at the end of this one. We'll see.
Why, of course.
There's always a lot of reading in them. But I mean, that's this game for you.
I'm ready.
Maybe I should do like 3 more tombs as well. Because the next tier we could lie about was 50.
Yes, now.
I think I've seen 49 technically, because it's reading the gravestones, right? Okay, Ronos. I found a tomb for a girl named Choi Kaisul. Is she any relation to you? Choi Kaisul, how interesting. No, sadly I've never heard the name. I took my name not from Choi's market, but from the hero I was in my true life. Ronos Kaisul. Here, let me give you the code to that tomb, so you can visit it yourself. He clears the story. Maybe Choi's name is in the histories, if you can access them, that is. 2413. Farewell. I'm really glad we got that shortcut. Because, yeah, I mean, memorialists don't have their own names, they've got the names of, you know, who they were in life, technically. I wonder if it's at particular points in terms of numbers of tombs that it comes up. Alrighty. Kind of annoying to pop in and out. Oh look, you can see the honeycomb of things. Location to a code we already know. Ronos Kaisil's tomb. I'll have a look at that in a moment. First we'll go here. Our last breath in this tomb. At last we are free. Our two hearts afloat in rivers of time. Finally, beyond this reality, our two souls released. Like birds, they fly away. Finally, together for all eternity. Jean-Francois and Elodie.
Let's go.
You don't know if you just blinked or if the tomb around you somehow snapped into a different reality. Nothing seems to have changed, except if an additional cipher you were certain weren't there before. A phylactery. Summons a humanoid tusk. A tear-shaped vial fits where a lens would be expected on the opposite end of a labile contoured eyepiece. There's the oddly large pendant. Sorry. There's the oddly large pendant on a fitted chain. It emanates a cool blue glow. The vial is almost full with a liquid, but its composition is a mystery because there appears to be no way to access its contents. A small hologram indicates a figure is crying into the device and placing it on the ground. But as the vial is already full, your tears should not be required. Once placed on the ground, the holograph claims a useful compatriot will appear. It was tough being me. Chance Taco. Is that technically our 50th tomb? And... oh, right, because we've got an extra slot for ciphers. Okay. As you touch the engravings on the epitaph, you feel a familiar stirrings of air pushing your eyes towards the imperfections on the surface. As with Choi's tomb, the glyphs of the truth curl into shape as distortions of the air and form themselves into the name of the deceased, Ronos Kaisul. More words begin to form, taking shape like clear smoke. Examine archives, display likeness, leave. Examine archives. Protection of archives enabled. Speak code and read freely. Do you remember the words of Choi's marker? Your name will live forever. So you whisper the name, Choi. It works. Reams of potential information begin spilling into the air, hidden behind these words. History of Ronos Kaisul. Experiments, bequests, genealogy. History. Lighted images appear on the currents of air, subtly distorted, and they show the progress of Ronos Kaisul's life. A voice, slightly modulated through the wind, speaks. Ronos Kaisul was born Ronos Genvin, an only child in a successful merchant family of Sagas Cliffs. His parents sought for him a position within the bureaucracy. He showed an early aptitude for the gentlemanly pursuits of governing, weaponcraft, and poisons. His interests took him elsewhere. He became fascinated by the secrets of the ancients and experimented with their lost knowledge under the tutelage of the Aeon priests. As one of their number, he sought the secrets of life and established himself in the field of medicine, focusing particularly on those damaged by the Numenera. He married Rinda Kaisul, taking her name for himself and their family. They had a daughter named Choi. She was the new center of Ronos' life until the children of the Endless Gate abducted and murdered her. Ronos vowed to avenge Choi's death and destroy the cult. This vendetta consumed him. Options now include a return to the main tree where you can hear and read about his experiments, or you can continue with Ronos Kaisul's vendetta against the children of the Endless Gate. Continue with history. With the loss of his daughter, Kaisul resigned from the Aeon Priests and turned his full attention to destroying the cult. By then they had moved on with leaving him with no object for his revenge. Rinda Kaisul took her own life. Ronos redoubled his efforts, sold all he possessed, and devoted himself to finding the children. In time, he hired an explorer named Narcissus to assist in this pursuit. Neither returned. Years after disappearing, Kaisul sent a letter to his oldest mentor. In it, Kaisul explained he'd found the children and their leader, Inafir. Inafir and the others are victims, not monsters. They are prisoners of pain, and Inafir is slave to dark masters beyond our plane. Rather than seek vengeance, I will endeavor to set them free. Some months later, Kaisul's body was transmitted to that mentor as well, and many years after that, the body of his guide, Narcissa, was deposited in the Valley of Dead Heroes. Thus ends the story of Ronos Kaisul, entombed herein. His wife, Rinda Kaisul, is interred in the family's ossuary in Sagas Cliffs. The marker of his daughter can be found at 4221, and Narcissa's tomb lies at 1254. Menu returns. Experiments. Experiments included vivisection and necrosection on a variety of creatures across the Protectorate's biome. These led to investigations into cross-dimensional manifestations and psychoses, a field of study Kaisul abandoned upon the death of his daughter. Bequests. While Scholar Kaisul liquidated the overwhelming majority of his estate shortly before his disappearance, certain family trusts and ongoing honoraria and royalties remained. These were assigned to the Aeon Priests of Sega's Cliffs until the confirmation of Kaisul's death. At that time, his remaining properties sheeted to the city. A list of financial instruments and revenue sources scroll across the screen. Genealogy. Scholar Kaisul née Genvin conducted extensive research into his background. He has uncovered trace evidence that he is distantly related to the slave families, though further research indicates this particular branch was excised 150 years prior to his birth. He married Rinda Kaisul and they produced one daughter, named Choi. She perished, and with her passing, both the Kaisul and Genvin lines vanished. Leave. Okay, that was cool, and we got one more tomb that I totally don't remember the number for, but hopefully it's already listed. Nope. Oh, right. Endless Gate and Marcissa's tomb. Ah. Let's have a quick look and see what's there. Like, if there's anything new we can notice now we've got that history. But doesn't look it.
Yes, now.
And that is my cat. Okay. When you stumbled across the tomb before, you didn't know that you'd return on Ronos Kaisul's instructions, but perhaps you should have known. Girded with the knowledge of Marcissa's name, you've searched more thoroughly this time. Perhaps you'll uncover something valuable amid the offal. Look more closely at the children's handwriting. Incomprehensible scratches and scrawls, all of them. You can't make sense of them, and yet they fill you with a vague and nameless horror. You get sigil of the children's gate. Touch the symbol. Yes, okay. It's rock under there, revealing a large niche. Ooh, another Marecaster. Within it is a thing of strange dimensions and impossible angles, spun from unearthly metal that seems to flow as you examine it. Its branching limbs cross in a lattice that holds no clear patterns. Fatal energy seep from it, and you recognize the sigil of the changing god stamped on its base. What else it might be, this is a Marecaster. But not one you can use. Not now. Someone has twisted it out of alignment, and it would be impossible guesswork to return it to a proper state. And reading the names again. Yep, nope. That's all cool. And I think we've now been to enough tombs for that 50, so we might as well leave and do that. Necropolis entrance. And then we can go talk to Ronos. And that... Oh, hey! It's Silver! It's the arcane humanoid Silver. He's not as erratic as he was when you last saw him, but his eyes carry an intense look. He stretches out his hand towards you. You carry the phylactery. I see it under your clothing. I sense it in the air around you. Let me touch it. I beseech you, let me. My answer, she has it. What does it do? It will show you the truth. It will give me form. Allow me revelation. Let him use the device. Yes, the husk will serve. Only a few adjustments are needed. He fiddles with the phylactery too quickly for you to follow what he's done. There, that should give it form, so long as it retains a conscience. Now. He holds it to his eye socket, and lights begin to swirl around his head. Liquid fills the vial, tears streaming from his eye, and streamers of luminescent fog weave themselves together around the vial. He sets the cipher on the ground. It dissolves, and a moment later, a new body stands before Silver. A middle-aged man with a sharp and curious face. Silver steps forward, studying the man, and reaches out and touches the body's forehead. Lightning jolts through both of them. The new man opens his eyes and flexes his finger. He wiggles his toes and starts to laugh. He stretches and stands tall, standing fully erect in a moment. Unashamed, he throws his arms around you in a grateful embrace and whispers, "Thank you, friend, thank you. I've been trapped in that body for decades. It drove me, and I fought with its guidance until I found Tantalum. He gave me the key, though perhaps unknowingly, that allowed me to open the door. To find Cesis, these tombs." He looks around him wistfully. "The answers are here. You've rescued me. For this I will give you a gift. One gift and I must go. The world beckons." "What happened to you?" "I once sought knowledge in the ways of the ancients. I was trained as a nano when I sought to increase my power. I entered the frightful bloom near Sega's cliffs and discovered an artifact lost within. The body form you see here, I touched it, and my consciousness transferred within, and its fail-safes mechanisms enslaved me to its requirements. I lost myself. I lost my time. I do not... No, I will not speak of this. Let me instead tell you what I can offer you in thanks. That body form has many uses and defenses. I can give you a weapon that will extract blood from a person at range, a cipher that can attack the minds of your enemies, or I can teach you what I have learned while in that vile machine. Knowledge of its machinery may aid you in the future. What do you desire? Teach me what you know. He leans forward and whispers a string of syllables into your ear, and though you can make no sense of them, you can feel them burning new pathways in your mind. Shortly thereafter, the body at his feet begins to crumble into dust. Ooh. Boosted low machinery to Specialized Plus. Now I must go. I must see through my own eyes again. To be free! He leaps fairly for the exit. Sweet. That was pretty cool. Now let's speak with Tantalum. So there's actually a quest, literally a quest to read as many tombs as you can, which is fantastic. Like, in terms of someone who backed this and who wrote a memorial, like, the fact that they have then integrated it in such a way as to literally explicitly encourage people to look at that stuff is great, and it's the direct opposite of everything that was done in Pillars. I can't emphasize just how much better this is. I read about 50 tombs. You did? You really did? He suddenly burst out laughing. Echoes of his laughter make the dome atop his head ring and shiver in harmony. You're stubborn, my friend. Most people give up by this point, worn down by the sheer monotony of the task. I almost feel bad for sending you down there. He pauses, tapping his chin. Probably should have considered what to say to you, but I honestly didn't think you'd make it that far. Maybe I should just give you the truth. Truth is, I was just playing a game. I do it with everyone who comes to the valley looking for secrets or deeper truth. They say, oh, Tantalum, tell me what you uncovered here. There's no deep secrets to be found, just memories of the dead. Big secret? The memorialists are cocked and death is inevitable. Shouldn't trust anyone who says he can help you find what you seek. Not much of a secret, really, but it's what I know. So, I get it. You're playing a joke on people. Hilarious. Not a joke, a message. Life's short. It can be cut short at any time, however. I know more than most how close death is. The way I see it, I teach people to embrace their lives. You want to spend that time with pointless grubbing in the past? You do that. You want to spend that time doing pointless make-work for an old fool? Fine, but make it a conscious choice. Maybe you learned something today, if not from the tunes, and from me. So, Hero was right, you are a fraud. If you didn't question what you're doing, if you believe some random caco tells you to be true, maybe the problem's not with me, maybe you should be thinking about what you're doing. I didn't make you do a damn thing. I want to talk about Silver again. Ask away. Silver was under some kind of curse. I freed him from it. Is that so? A curse? That would explain his odd behavior. Well, good for you. Maybe you did learn something after all. Because he's such a tomb? Nah. Why would you send me on a stupid quest to read the tombs? Look, it's as simple as this. Most people come here looking for the past for their answers. They're not living in the present. They're looking for fixes from antiquity. I get that history has lessons for us, but history is also dead. I want the living to confront the notion that they're wasting their lives. Okay. So, yeah. Now, next step is to do the Marecaster. We'll do that next episode. Until then, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends. And in the center there is a convenient subscribe button just in case you need it.